Everybody, Adam, has a unique place in this earth, and everybody should be celebrated. That is not too much, not too little. Everybody should come alive. The most important message is we need to find our own vibration, who we are, not who are expected to be.
Well, hello, folks. Today I am here with Tamas Konya. Now, I met Tamas recently, and he was posting some really interesting videos about movement and the importance of movement. And especially as you get older, I've certainly resonated with his message. So I decided to connect with him and bring him on for this podcast because I believe that what he's teaching is very valuable to all of us. So thank you for joining me today, Tamas.
Hello, Adam. Thank you so much for inviting me for the conversation. I really hope your audience will find it beneficial.
Fantastic. I'm loving the t-shirt. Look at that. He's come fully branded as well into the interview. So that'll save me with the editing on how do you get in touch with Tamas afterwards. So for anyone that doesn't know you, tell us a bit about yourself, Tamas.
Well, my name is Tamas. I'm a life coach and helping practitioner and qigong instructor. And my aim is to help humans to suffer less, to reduce stress, to transform their stress and anxiety into joy, vitality, and inner peace. This is my mission. This is what I do every day. And I really hope we will create a much better world together.
Fantastic. And how do you do that?
Well, people unfortunately are getting stuck in life, and they get to a point, I believe, as I did, where things just doesn't make sense anymore. You do not have that vibration that you used to have. The time when you are truly joyful is less and less, and you become disconnected from your true self. And we just need someone or something to guide us on our journey. And that's what I'm here to do.
Fantastic. And what problems do people tend to come with you with? What do they say? Right, Tamas, I need you, I need your help.
There are many, many problems, but most of the time they are just symptoms. They are the outer layer of the onion. For example, my latest client, a lovely lady, uh, she wasn't even 30 years old, but serious problems with depression and suicidal thoughts. A lot of people are going through stress. We live in a stress-filled world, and it's getting more and more challenging for people to find the way to remain ourselves and find our energy and shift through life or surf through the waves. But mostly, as I mentioned, they are coming with symptoms like stress, depression, and anxiety, and feeling lost and disconnected.
Well, you've hit on something pretty deep there that a lot of people don't even mention, Tamas, the suicidal thoughts. I think this is a taboo area that a lot of people don't cover. What do you believe is responsible for this? What are the causes?
The cause is the total sense of disconnection from the true self. And one major issue is nowhere, as far as I'm aware, in the educational system, we are trained or told what kind of relationship we have with our mind. And as I've been told previously, our life is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. So as soon as our mind or ego takes over, it is really, really challenging to get back if we play a game where we were not given the instructions.
For sure. I think that's a really good point, isn't it? There's a lot that we're not taught, especially in the schooling system, about dealing with life in general. So the lack of that instruction manual can make people crashing down. So I think you've identified something interesting. And what is your own journey? What led you to this point?
When you are just drifting, and there is a quiet inner voice that keep whispering to do something differently or do something about certain things and start changing things, and you are just not doing that. my experience has that noise become extremely loud, where you just cannot miss it and ignore it anymore. 2020, COVID, everything came together, losing my job, losing the income, losing most of my savings due to a bitter and really, really painful and challenging divorce, uh, losing my child or being able to see my child every day, and losing a lot of drinking buddies or I thought you are my friend type of people. When you are there in this deep pain and disconnected from everyone, you realize mostly you are disconnected from yourself. And this was the time when I reached out for help. And I didn't really get the help I wanted, but I started my journey to discover or rediscover who I really am and what is my reason to be here.
Wow. So really your life had to pretty much collapse for you to reach the point that
I
you.
was a really, really bad listener.
Yeah. And you mentioned also drinking. I mean, was that an issue for you?
I didn't think so. I thought I do not have any major thing with it. There is not enough beer I couldn't handle, so I thought it's not an issue. But obviously, these are ego and identity type of things. I had some digestion issues, and when I joined coaching groups, a nutritionist recommended me to cut out completely fizzy drinks from my diet. And I said, "What are you talking about? You mean even beer?" And I said, yeah, 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 for, not having that abdominal discomfort, I think it's worth trying. I said, all right, when the pain is enough, you just do an experiment. It is just a week. And this is how I started. And I realized how much the abdominal pain didn't get resolved at that time. But I got so much clarity in that time without alcohol, so much more inner peace that encouraged me to investigate it even further. And now it's about 4.5 years when I didn't even think about touching alcohol ever again.
Wow.
Life is so beautiful without numbing ourselves. When you remove a veil and you can or clean your window, you will see a much more beautiful world around you.
Well, that is quite a journey, and that's a step too far for a lot of people as well. So you never drink at all now. And I was actually
Absolutely.
thinking, Tamas, when you said I can't drink fizzy drinks, I was thinking, well, what about vodka?
Well, that is alcohol. For me, I'd never been a huge spirit fan. I couldn't handle it as well. That is the truth. But it's just something that reduces your light or brightness or clarity or creativity or productivity or relationships. We don't need that. I know some people find it inspirational, but they haven't found a way without alcohol how inspired they are.
Wow. So really what I'm hearing here, your life had to absolutely collapse. And you were obviously faced with this two path. One, the route to destruction through alcohol and numbing, and the wake up, the awakening process. What do you think was the catalyst to send you in a positive direction there?
There is a shift, and everybody who is going through that spiritual journey, when they realize whatever I was building around me or working on in my life, it doesn't work. It doesn't make me happy, joyful, and fulfilled. So there must be something else where I'm happy, joyful, and fulfilled, and energized, and burst out, and productive, and wake up with gratitude, and go to bed with appreciation. That was missing. So the shift for me was when I couldn't get over the bitter divorce and my ex-partner's behavior towards me. After all the years we went together and we had a child, and I really wanted to save that relationship and work something out. It wasn't working, that relationship. I must admit. But I thought there must be a way out, a better way than just separation, complete separation. And I contacted a life coach for a 25 minutes discovery call. And when I told my story, a life coach is not always there to give advice, but sometimes there must be someone, a voice. You need to receive a message that will start something for the future. And when I told my story, he said at the end, Thomas, I know you won't like what I'm about to say, but I need to be really honest with you. Your relationship is over. That was the point when a huge amount of weight that was pulling me down just lifted. The anchor, the cord has been cut. The heavy weights, I put down all of them, and I just felt so much more light. And I said, all right. I knew it at the back. I always knew it. The whisper was there. But this was that I needed to hear from somebody else. And this allowed me, set me free to fully focus on my healing and find and figure out the best way for my child as well for the future.
Wow. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So sometimes what you're telling me is when you're caught in this, you just need someone to point out what's glaringly obvious to everyone else, but you can't see it because you're caught in it.
Sometimes we need that person. So some people say a good coach only asks questions basically and hardly talks, and that is fine. But it depends what the person needs. Sometimes they need some reassurance. I was insecure, unsafe. I had zero clarity. And these words help me immensely. So I'm always going to be grateful for that person and for these words.
So we've entered an interesting point now about coaching, which traditionalists will say all you do is ask questions and let people draw their own conclusion. And, I've had this debate for years with coaches about when does coaching become mentoring, or is there an overlap? Is it right? Is there a framework for this? How do you distinguish when you're working with someone? Are you a coach? Are you a mentor? Or are you a little bit of both?
I would like to say I'm a little bit of both and even more. I'm getting better and better at being me. And as every single day, I learn and grow and develop myself. So I change. As everything else changes, so do I. So my techniques and the way I approach things. Now, what I believe in, everybody find their match. If you are going through anything in your life, there is someone with the skills and ability and wisdom who can guide you and short up your healing journey. Make it faster, make it quicker for lasting results. You do not need to reinvent the wheel. But as we all are different, unique fingerprints, we have different working mechanisms. Some people work with the questions, and I believe some people needs a bit of accountability. Some people needs, you are keep saying that, but why we are not getting any further in this situation or in this field? So it depends. We need to read our clients and bring just 1 point higher energy as where they are. If they are coming, if we are talking about 1 to 10 energy, if they are coming with a 3 out of 10 energy, I'm not really helpful to entering with my full joy and excitement. It's not going to help. It's too much distance. I need to get closer and help them to raise their vibration gradually. And this can be with questions, with listening, with action plans, whatever helps the situation.
That's another interesting point that you've just touched on there, Tamas. So do you think that some coaches, they're too high vibe for certain clients, and that's what the issue is?
No, absolutely not. Because as I believe, everyone will find their match. They are not for everyone. I'm not for everyone. You are not for everyone. But we are for those people who we aligned with. Where our energy is picked up by somebody else. If we are aligned, something beautiful begins, healing begins. But have you ever worked with people who didn't help you on your journey? They didn't deliver, because personally I did. They were just not the right people for me.
There's plenty of those.
You see? So I believe everybody, Adam, has a unique place in this earth, and everybody should be celebrated. That is not too much, not too little. Everybody should come alive. The most important message is we need to find our own vibration, who we are, not who are expected to be.
It's a good point. So again, I guess that is finding whether people are actually ready for the changes as well, which is a big part of coaching.
You cannot help anyone who is not ready to be changed. I wasn't ready previously. Some of my friends, my family members said, Thomas, do something about this relationship because it doesn't seem to be a happy one. And I just couldn't. I wasn't ready for the change. The change had to come. And now I look back with gratitude, no matter how much pain I had to experience. I cannot tell you how much I needed this path.
Fantastic. And what would you say? I mean, if people watching this now thinking, okay, what can I do right here, right now to change my vibration, change my mindset, change my energy? What would you tell them to do?
Firstly, start to notice the whisper. If you are anxious, stressed, you have a fear of something, that is not a positive right vibration. Obviously, you need to read the circumstances as well, the environment. If you are in a war zone, it's utterly different than you are sitting in a park and just still cannot enjoy the sunset. So listen to the signs and spend a bit of time with yourself. Try to become a human being instead of a constantly human doing. That will give you the space to realize something is not right. If you would like to change it for more happier, healthier, and more energized moments, and you do not know how to get there because there are every information on the internet out there. There is nothing I can teach basically that I haven't learned from somebody or haven't experienced. But the most important thing, you need to notice something is not right. Can I do something about that? Do your research. Try and experiment. The keyword is experiment. But in case you do not get lasting results, I advise you to contact someone who's been on that journey before you. I used to have a fear of driving. If somebody didn't hear from the fear of driving, they couldn't tell me anything that I would believe in. It wouldn't be authentic. I need somebody who can help me through, felt exactly the same feelings as I'm experiencing.
So this is another interesting point of view here, Tamas. Can coaches help people with anything that they haven't been through themselves?
I'm sure they can with self-discovery questions, but they are different type of coach. They are coaches who learned from the book, and they are experimental coaches. I believe we can help, but I would feel way more confident in certain areas where I'm more deeply connected emotionally with the person.
So what I'm hearing is that if anyone's been through a messy divorce or had alcoholic problems, then you are the man to
Fear of driving, you name it,
yeah.
and so many more. Check out my website. Honestly, the list is long.
Oh, that's brilliant, Tamas. I really appreciate the energy that you brought to this call. Now, obviously, you've got your t-shirt on there, so people know how to contact you on the website. Is there any other ways that they can get hold of you?
I'm on social media as well, most active on LinkedIn as Tamas Konya. Um, I've got a YouTube channel where I share qigong exercises, some inspirational qigong exercises that is similar to Tai Chi, if somebody heard of Tai Chi. That is a gentle exercise for all ages that harmonizes the body and connects the body, mind, and our spirit. It's absolutely magical. It's a game changer for me. It's part of getting home and becoming the person who I always meant to be. It's absolutely, this is my tool to raise my vibration every single day. So guys, check out those videos as well. That is on YouTube at Tamas Coach, and to make it easy, Instagram at Tamas Coach as well.
Well, and just for everybody to know, it was Tamas posting his videos on LinkedIn that got me interested enough to reach out to him to have this call. So he's got some very practical exercises there, and I'll put the link to his YouTube channel on this on the description of this video. Tamas, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Adam, thank you very much for giving this opportunity. It was absolutely lovely to chat with you. Thank you so much.
A pleasure.